Parthenon Huxley, yeah. Today I'm going to talk about The Wind Cries Mary, a fantastically beautiful song by Hendrix that goes like this. Now, a couple of things. Hendrix played this song in F, but I am playing it with E-shaped chords because I've tuned up to F. I've tuned the guitar up a half step. The reason I'm doing that is because it sounds to my ear that when Hendrix goes in the verse, those sound like open strings to me on that part. So that tells me he either is capoing at the first fret or he's tuned up a half step, which I've done. Another thing that's nice about tuning up a half step is that the chords are on the dots and it's easier to see. Okay, so what's cool about the intro is he's making it's just a D bar chord with an A-shaped chord here at the 7th fret, and the bar is not only including the root note of D, but the additional bass note of A. So when you go like this and move that chord from 5 and 7 up to 7 and 9, you have that lower A sharp B there. Now, when you go like this, that whole sequence starts with a D chord here, right? And it's your ring finger. But when you move up 3 spaces, now your index finger is where your ring finger started. Now your index finger is making a D chord, and what your ring finger is going to do is change the bass note from D up to F sharp. So it's do, re, mi. So now the bass is the major third, and you go. If we were just playing these 3 strings, D, G, B, it would be both times, right? First time would be the ring finger. The second time would be the index. What we're changing is the bass note. Alright, then the verse is just a very simple, I'll call this a B chord even though it's a C chord. Are you with me on that? Let's call it a B-shaped chord, A-shaped chord, E-shaped chord. All that is a little hammer-on on the G string. And what he's doing here in the verse, he's making a B chord, and then making the A chord and doing the same thing, putting that bass note onto the do, re, mi. There's the A, da, da. He's making the bass note the major third instead of the root again. So the next chord is an F sharp shaped chord where you can make it like this. And we're going to decorate it with a 6th, which is the 4th fret B string. Go up to A, or A-shaped chord. Also do the 6th. And then we're already in the 5th and 7th fret where we can do the intro again. Then he returns to F sharp. And so on for the verse. For the solo to Wind Cries Mary, there's basically 3 positions that Hendrix places his fingers, which is here at the 12th fret. He does a hammer-on with the from 12 to 14 on the B string while also fretting the high E, and then you slide it off. And then he goes down to the 7th fret, and it's more of the same where you're fretting 2 strings and doing hammer-ons on the B string. And then the 3rd position is here between 9 and 11. So the solo is like this. And then when the band goes to F sharp or F sharp shape, it's he goes up to F sharp here at the 14th fret, and then back down to 9. So it starts at 14 and goes to 9. More of those double stops there with the doing 2 strings and hammering on the B. And then he goes to the A chord here and just does like a sus chord. And then you go up to 8th fret and he goes. It's basically kind of just a blues lick, a little bit of Chuck Berry. He bends 11B. And then he makes a mistake, doesn't hit a note, or it's not a mistake, but anyway. And you come down to your index at 8B, so it's bending 11B. And then there's a little nothing. And then there's Chuck Berry, which is where you bend 10G and grab 8B and E with your index. And then he goes back to 10G, bends it up, stops it at the peak. And then put some tremolo on 8G. Classic Hendrix kind of thing. So it's... And then finishes it off with the... It's again those same 3 positions. It's at 12. And then 7. And then in between 9 and 11. It's kind of like Don't Let Me Down by the Beatles, isn't it? So, there's the solo. Will the wind ever remember? Amazing song. Parthenon Huxley, yeah.